We have a very special guest here on Republic with us. Yes, I'm talking about former Army Chief General B.P. Malik, who led Indian Army and the country into the victory. Yes, I'm talking about Kargil battle, and the Vijay Diwas is around the corner. I'm grateful for having you here on Republic with us, sir. Thank you so much for giving us time. Sir, I would like to know from you, what are your memorable moments as far as the Kargil war is concerned?
Well, war leaves behind a lot of memories, and this was no exception. I'm not talking about 22 years later, but it was during the period of May, June, July that we fought that war, 1999. There are memories of being surprised about certain things, how they have happened, why they have happened. There are also memories of trying to establish proof of the Pakistani involvement, what kind of involvement. And there are also memories of our boys recapturing those heights, whether it was Tololing, Tiger Hill, or 9847, 9875, 4875. And there are also memories of, in the morning when we used to have the briefing every day in the ops room. I was told about so many people, so many boys have got killed and so many boys have got wounded. Those are also sad memories, but they shake you up. And there are also memories of discussing these matters with the Cabinet Committee on Security. So there are lots of memories, and every few years that I manage to go to Dras on 26th July, which is the Kargil Vijay Diwas, many memories are. I also keep meeting the boys who were killed in action, meeting their families and all. So that again brings back all those memories, many memories really.
Okay, if we talk about the chronological events that happened during Kargil war, because many of the viewers of Republic, they might have not even born by that period. So would you like to share something about the chronology of those events?
Zenith, actually the war was initiated by Pakistan. I would say that the whole thought probably came to their mind after we carried out nuclear tests, both countries. We carried out in the month of May 1998, and a few days later they also carried out the tests. And so both the Prime Ministers of India and Pakistan, they thought that now that we become nuclear nations, we will have peace. And we should bring about peace and resolve all our differences through talks. And that is how Prime Minister Vajpayee was invited to Lahore, and both the Prime Ministers signed the Lahore Declaration in the month of February, toward the end of February 1999. But the Pakistani army took the initiative of infiltration through the areas where we were holding it very thinly. Our posts were far apart, and they made use of the winter months when there was heavy snow to infiltrate their soldiers. So that is how they started. Everybody was surprised, and even our intelligence agencies also were unaware. The initial perception was that these are all Mujahideens. But then gradually we realized that these were not Mujahideens, but they were all Pakistani soldiers. So it took us some time to realize as to what kind of infiltration, who are the infiltrators, who is supporting them, how they have come. But once we established some of these facts, then we mobilized ourselves. We inducted some extra forces one of the division which was located in the valley. From here only they went. And then they took on. And I think the first height that was recaptured was Tololing, which was overlooking the road going from Zojila, from Srinagar over Zojila to Kargil. And thereafter, our boys did extremely well. They kept recapturing heights one after another, till there was so much of pressure on Pakistan, both because of our forces and also because of the international opinion. And mind you, while we were carrying out these operations here, we were also ready on the rest of the western border.
Okay.
And we put pressure on Pakistan there, also in the Arabian Sea. So because of that, then people started, Prime Minister of Pakistan first went to China, seeking help from them, then he went to USA and all. And ultimately, the Prime Ministers agreed to have the ceasefire and let them off. By that time, we had recaptured most of our area.
As Kargil Divas is round the corner and celebrations are already on, so I would like to know from you that Kargil is known for numerous battles. But according to you, which battle was the turning point for country?
We're talking about the battles that was fought during 99.
Yes.
I think there were 2-3 important. First one was, of course, Tololing, and that really turned the corner. And after that, it gave me a lot of confidence that,
as a chief,
yes, as the chief, that our boys are strong and they can do it. So that I would say it was a great motivation for me also. And thereafter, there were some battles in Batalik. And then in Dras, we had this Tiger Hill and 4875. So these were the 3-4 major battles that were fought, along with smaller battles every. But first battle was Tololing, and second was Tiger Hill, because that really demoralized Pakistanis. Okay. And Batalik, again, we had some good victories round about the same time, I would say, in the first week of July, which really turned the corner.
Entire thing. Sir, as you talked about how Pakistan played dirty as far as the Kargil war is concerned, the soldiers, they changed their personas, their uniform and other thing. But then how do you see Pakistan's behavior now and then?
Look, as far as Pakistan making use of such people or such tactics is concerned, that will carry on, I think. Because in their case, these so-called mujahideens or jihadis, whatever you like to call them, they have been trained, and many of them have been officered by the Pakistan army people. And this is how they fought in Afghanistan also. Yes. This is the way they came in 1965, when we had that war at that time. So their tactics of making use of these people will continue. I can't say that there is any improvement in the trusting Pakistan. As far as Pakistan army is concerned, I still feel that we cannot trust them. It's good to have ceasefire that we have on the border today along the line of control. But we still have to remain very alert, and they will continue to create mischief, along the line of control, or as it happens, a few terrorists coming inside. So there is no question of trusting them at the moment. We just have to remain alert and give them a hard time ourselves whenever it is required, like Balakot or Uri, surgical strike, like that. But along with such defensive measures, we should also be taking certain offensive measures, in the sense that Pakistan should also realize that if they try and do these things to us, coming from across the border, a line of control, we can also do that.
the same.
You know, like the surgical strike and these kind of things. So I think a message needs to go to both terrorists as well as to people in Pakistan who are supporting these terrorists, that look, both parties can play the same game. Perhaps we can play it more effectively than they can.